So, I have addressed my foes in the other video where I'm dressed like this. The ones who just think they're saying something so profound, or they're telling me something I don't know.
Even a blind man can see that you're mentally ill.
Fuck you. I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not. I just make a point that, it doesn't mean being quote unquote mentally ill doesn't negate your talent. Your talent is born up. But anyway, this is for one of my fans. No, I don't think that I'm fat right now. I'm 5'9.5" in bare feet and 169.2 exactly, naked before eating. This is the first thing I've eaten or drank today. Of course I don't think I'm fat, but I want to be thinner. To me, this is just all a game. Life's a game. That's how I've had to look at life, and it's probably better off that I look at life that way, because look at the people that kill themselves. There are people that kill themselves just because somebody breaks up with them or whatnot, I mean, so yes, this is a conundrum or a dilemma for loads of women, Mr. GR, who wrote on my channel. Why do you want to lose? I don't know why you want to lose weight. You're going to lose. Your breasts will get smaller and you'll never get them back. No, that's not true. If I gain the weight again, the breasts would come back. When I was 70 pounds heavier than I am now, just almost 70 pounds heavier. I'm sorry, 62 pounds heavier. 6, 70, 80. When I was 62 pounds heavier, 63 pounds heavier than I am now, my breasts were bigger, okay? They're going to get smaller. It's fine. I'll be thinner. My breasts will be smaller. I'm still proportioned. It's all good. A lot of women have to choose that. If they want to lose weight, they're going to lose their breasts. They're not going to be as big up top. That's the way it goes. It's a choice, okay? It's a choice. And I want to lose at least 10 more pounds, okay? I'd like to lose 15. I'd like to be down to 155. Right now I'm 169.2. But just wanted to say that before my mom got home. Before my mother gets home, I wanted to say that. Because he's not making a big revelation to me either. So many women have to choose, they complain about it. Why can't I lose weight in a specific body part? Why can't I lose weight and not lose it in my breasts? Because that's life, baby, okay? My breasts are not all that wonderful anyway. They sag. They've always sagged. They were sagging before. I've never had kids, and they have sagged since I was a teen. They've always sagged. That's just, I'm designed that way. They look good in a bra, but, you see me naked, you're not going to be just overwhelmed. And I'm not going to choose to keep them bigger just because I want them bigger if it means I can't lose more weight when I want to be thinner. So that is my explanation. Besides, I need to get down to at least 160 because, that's what I weighed 12 years ago, and I get scared when I'm at one higher than that, because then I can easily get back up, I've already proven that. My mom dropped 20 pounds in the winter, and I gained 5. But I actually had kept it down. I'd gone on a little fast sometimes and kept it down, and then in just a few days I gained like 4 pounds. It can happen if you overeat. I love to eat. I admittedly love to eat. Okay, so we've established that. We've already established long ago that I'm mentally ill. I'm on psych disability, okay? But psych disability. I worked, busted my ass. I got my first job when I was 14. I busted my ass in college. I graduated cum laude. I busted my ass in high school. I was an honor student, okay? And it wasn't easy, especially when you're being abused at home in high school, psychological abuse. It's easy to say fuck it, okay? So I've probably been mentally ill forever. Do you think my father was going to pay for me to get quote-unquote help, to go to see a psychologist, psychiatrist, or whatever when I was in high school? No. He was going to put more nails in my coffin. made me feel like shit, made me feel unwanted, told me nobody wanted me, and if I couldn't be perfect enough to please him, he was going to ship me back to my crazy mother. I mean, how do you hear that in your head all the time and live in that kind of anxiety and fear and not be mentally ill? I was already mentally ill at 13. I blamed myself for my mother's illness. Okay? I hated myself, wanted to die, and my father was supposed to make it better, and instead I couldn't be perfect enough to please him because I was raised like a wild child when it came to chores and, manners and whatnot, By the way, in my other video, when I told you that when I was 11 and my abusive alcoholic stepfather's friend, I found a letter from him that I'd forgotten about, that he waxing poetic about my 11-year-old self, and he says, "I love to watch you touch yourself." I didn't masturbate in public. I absentmindedly, and I still have done this periodically, rubbed down there, like it was irritated or whatnot. It was a habit. I don't know, but it wasn't masturbation. Just thought I'd point that out. And my grandmother was appalled, of course, the one who doesn't speak to me anymore, because I was stupid enough to tell her that I had dated a black guy in college, even though I wasn't going to marry him and I wasn't dating him anymore. It didn't matter. I thought she was my friend. I was wrong. Never spoke to me again after that. That was a couple of years ago. She rejected me, and I had always been her little blonde princess. Anyway, so I didn't touch myself in public. I mean, masturbate in public. I absentmindedly touched down there. But anyway, my abusive alcoholic stepfather's friend, I have a 5-page little tiny letter I found recently. I find stuff because I keep everything. And it's dated at the top. I mean, no one could ever accuse me of faking it. It could be analyzed, the handwriting or whatnot, when it was created. But he's waxing poetic about me for 5 pages. And it's dated. It was when I was 11. And one of the things he said is, "I'd love to see you touch yourself." But as I said, these parents, like my mom, weak and whatever, and you subject your child to that kind of environment. She's with abusive alcoholic. Well, guess what? He has scummy friends. You subject me to pedophiles and abusers and whatnot, So I was already mentally ill. My father wasn't gonna send me to a shrink. He wasn't gonna pay for anything. He wouldn't even give me my allowance. He wouldn't even, I never pretended I don't have problems. Never pretended I wasn't quote-unquote mentally ill. I simply say, you have no right, you people who are quote-unquote normal and normative, supposedly, to put the mentally ill in a little box and say this and say that. I walked in NAMI in Santa Monica a few years ago, Santa Monica, California, and I held up a sign, "I love someone with a mental illness," referring to my mother. I walked for a, whatever you call that, but 5 kilometers, which is only like 3 miles or something. So you're not making some big revelation, you people, that you think you're telling me something I don't know. I don't profess myself as being normal, normative, sane, stable, whatnot, okay? I just don't feel the need to put psych meds in my body. I don't want to do it, and a lot of people agree with me. A lot of people think psych meds are evil. I took a 4.5-hour tour, and I read every word and watched every video, watched everything I could, read everything I could of the 4.5 hours nonstop of the Psychiatry of Death on Sunset in California, Los Angeles, California. They definitely don't believe in psych meds. They believe too many kids are put on Ritalin, and it's not a good thing. I'm not saying they don't help some people. I'm saying they hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people, they are over-medicated, and a lot of people don't need it, okay? And nowadays, everything is considered a mental illness. And a whistleblower, I saw a thing in that same Psychiatry of Death, a whistleblower had a whole thing where he said, Eli Whit, all those, whatever those Lilly, whatever, their ultimate goal in the psychiatric community, psych med industry, is to have every man, woman, and child on the planet on some kind of psych med. Everything's considered a mental illness, It's considered a mental illness now if you can question your government. If you question your government, it's considered a mental illness. Now tell me that's not open-ended. Did you guys ever hear absolute power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely? Anyone who innately just accepts every little thing politicians and their government, that their government is just out to protect them, is an idiot. I'm sorry. If you just don't question your government at all, and you think your government and your president and all is just out for your best interest and nothing else, then you're an idiot. Plain and simple. But in any case, you should question everything. Everything should be questioned. Everything. You shouldn't take anything at face value, okay? In this world, in this life. My friend told me it's considered a mental illness now to question the government. To question what they're, you're just supposed to blindly accept that the government is out for your best interest. Well, history has repeatedly shown that that's just not true. It's not true. I'm not going to get into that now, but come on. You should question everything. And you should question psych meds, because a lot of people, bad things happen to them when they're on psych meds, Psych meds are not for everybody. I don't believe that psych meds would help me. I really, really don't. I believe I just have this kind of mind. But whether they would help me or not, if I'm not willing to take them, then whatever, okay? You can't force me. You can't force me into a mental hospital. I don't do anything quote-unquote crazy enough to be sectioned, like my poor mother unfortunately has done crazy enough things that caused her to repeatedly get sectioned periodically, throughout the past 34 years, okay? So I'm repeating myself, but anyway, yes, my boobies will get smaller the thinner I get. That is just the price you pay for thinness. You cannot decide to lose weight in other areas and keep your boobies big. It just doesn't work that way, Mr. GR. So, you like me now. A lot of guys, the thinner I get, there are guys that wouldn't even like me now, would consider me fat now, who will like me if I get thinner. But I'm doing this because it's just a challenge and it's fun, and you know what I mean? As long as I am constantly trying to lose weight, I won't, get too heavy again, and that is pretty much the ultimate goal for me. Okay? Capiche?